Okay guys, here we go on the first 16 bars of All the Things You Are. We're using a whole bunch of different bebop elements that I've stolen from my favourite players like Blue Mitchell, Clifford Brown, Chet Baker and Fats Navarro. The beauty of taking these elements and performing and practicing it in this way is that you never need to remember licks. You do need to know the changes, and then you practice targeting the changes or connect the changes using these bebop elements. So what are these bebop elements? So let's look at the first line. Two-note enclosures. Didn't do, didn't do. That is perfectly possible to practice that over your major chords, your minor chords, diminished chords, dominant chords. Here we have a broken chord. Okay, so we hit the third, then we target the fifth, and then a chromatic enclosure to the third of the F7. Again, almost like a broken chord. Beep, boop, boop, bop. And then here it's like a flat nine diminished type bebop element. I don't really know how to describe it properly. It's probably a scale element or something. I don't get bogged down with the theory, but I've heard Clifford do it lots, and I've heard Chet do it lots, and I've heard Lee Morgan do it lots. Do it, da, da. So I just know how it works, and I've copied it. You don't really need to know how everything works for it to be super successful in your own solos. And here we've just got an enclosure, straight from Clifford Brown. So Clifford Brown, Fats Navarro, Clifford Brown, Lee Morgan, Clifford Brown. Okay, here we go. Next line. Okay, this, that could be Dizzy, Charlie Parker, but really the main person I'm thinking there is, that I didn't mention at the beginning, amazing jazz trumpet player Kenny Dorham. Okay, and then so we just motif, but then you change the chord notes. So that is outlining E flat major 7, and then this outlines E minor 7 up to the F sharp, and here we're already in D major, but we still hit that the A, and then do a chromatic enclosure to the third, and then here B, do 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 da. That is just been lifted, borrowed, stolen, lifted from Chet. Next line. Da do be da. Okay, just a enclosure, and then we're running up to the ninth. Chromatic enclosure to the third, chromatic enclosure to the fifth of the C7, chromatic enclosure to the third, and then up the chord notes to the ninth, targeting the C, and then chromatic enclosure to the A and the F. And then that last phrase taken from Blue Mitchell. Blue Mitchell played a motif like that over Chick's tune. He's solo on Chick's tune. He might have been on the beat, but it doesn't matter. You can do it on the beat or off the beat. Again, you can see what I've done there, just targeted the chord notes. Okay, so that's what's going on in the solo there, guys. And you sort of think, oh my word, how can I practice that though? Because one way or something I definitely don't do, is try to remember licks. I mean, I have practiced licks, and if they come out in the solo, fair enough. But it's not what I try to do. I practice elements of bebop vocabulary like this, and then I want it to be able to execute it instantly over the chord changes. So I need to learn the chord changes first, and then execute those bebop lines. And that's what the practice is. That's the practice of jazz for me. And this is what I teach in my membership. By the way, this solo is just one of 23 or 24, I think, at the minute, that you'll get if you joined at level 1. But then there's a whole lesson tied to this where we focus on the broken chords. That's a broken chord. Okay, very authentic. Got that from Fats Navarro. So that's lesson 2. And again, for $8 a month, you can get 24 lessons plus everything in level 1. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this lesson. Comment below for other bebop solos you might like. I've written around 500 in my time, so I'm perfectly happy to analyze and go over. Some solos hardly have any bebop vocabulary. If I'm more inspired by Chet for a solo, very much more a diatonic approach, chord notes, syncopation, motif based. Okay, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember to subscribe and see you soon.